In this video, I work on a picture book illustration of some butterflies. I do a little bit of embroidery, finish one and then start another. I work on packing orders for my shop. I made a little greetings card, like a birthday card with a cute frog holding up a banner, and then carried on working on the picture book spread because it took 2 attempts. I did a sketchbook attempt and then I did the proper attempt, which I kind of collage, mixture of painting and collage. So there's lots in this video, it's jam-packed. Before we get into it, I want to quickly mention this month's Patreon print of this fox. If you would like to receive this print in the post, pledge to the Little Snips tier at any point in the month of September. All the prints get sent out at the start of October. Okay, starting off this video with what originally was just like a very low expectations, quick painting in my sketchbook. I was kind of feeling like the days leading up to this, even like maybe the weeks leading up to this, I felt a little bit kind of art blocked. I'd spent the past few months really focused on a shop update, making not as much art as I usually do, and I think leading up to this I hadn't made really much art for the past like 2 weeks, other than some like small bits and pieces. So I was feeling very intimidated by the thought of making art. You know, when you just haven't made it for a while and your brain does that silly thing of, what if I can't make art anymore? What if I've forgotten how to do it? So I thought, let's just open my sketchbook, my really low pressure sketchbook where it's alright if I make something ugly, it doesn't matter. And I just got my Himi gouache set and started painting. I had a really nice reference image I was looking at, which I obviously changed a lot, but it was a nice reference to start with, and it was inspired by the monarch butterfly migration for this new book idea I'm literally just started working on. So far all I've got for it is this finished spread, which I make in this video, and a book cover, which is something I made a while ago, but I think will work really nicely for this book idea. My agent kind of approached me with the idea, being like, oh, you've got this lovely book cover that you've made, this would be a really nice book idea to go along with it. There's been a little bit of interest from a publisher, let's see if we can make it. So that's what I've just been chipping away at. And yeah, this was just a quick plan. Well, I say quick, it ended up taking a few hours, but I went into it like I didn't even do a single sketch, like 0 sketch. I just went straight in and started painting, and somehow, well, I say it's not like a miracle that I somehow managed to make something nice. It's lots of practice over many years, but I did ended up with something that I really liked, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It's just one of those, sometimes art can be really frustrating and annoying, and you think to yourself, why am I putting myself through this torture? And other times like this, you just think, wow, isn't art magical? It's the times like this which make it all worth it. I had so much fun doing it, and the end result was really nice and playful, and I thought this was a really great place to start with this illustration in mind. This would be obviously at some point, fingers crossed, a spread in a picture book. With that in mind, I knew that although this was nice, that it wasn't up to my standard, especially like I wouldn't want that in a picture book. It's too messy around the edges, and the idea, the concept was nice. Let's refine it, which I do in the second half of this video, so you'll have to wait a little bit for that, but I do attempt number 2. And then here's some embroidery footage. I've been chipping away at this embroidery piece for the past couple months. If I really sat down and did it, I could probably do it in one sitting, because it's a very small, simple embroidery, but it's just like I've been doing it in such small bursts, just every now and then. Just a random thing I kind of came up with to fill this very small picture frame I found in a charity shop. So I thought I'd include a little bit of me finishing up this embroidery. Here I am planning out my next embroidery. I really want to push myself with the stitches I use for this one, because I feel like I just always end up like reusing the same 5 stitches. So this is where Skillshare has come in really handy, who are kindly sponsoring this section of the video. Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of classes in just about every creative craft you can think of, really. I've been watching a class called Modern Embroidery, Beginner to Pro by Ginny Nunez, I might be saying that wrong, to learn new stitches, and I really like the way Skillshare breaks down the classes into short sections. It just makes it so easy to find the stitch I need whilst I'm working on my embroidery. Very quick and easy to do. From this class I've been learning about the weaving stitch, which I really want to include in this new embroidery, so I've been practicing a little bit and here I am kind of testing it out on the new embroidery. I really like the way it looks and I think it's a nice little addition to my repertoire of stitches, my go-to stitches. Obviously I want to learn more, but this is just one of them. The first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code on screen will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Get started today and begin learning from world-class creatives in a wide range of fields, from illustration, designing, writing, photography, just to name a few. And there you go. This embroidery is going to take me ages to complete. It's just something that I chip away at in the evenings every now and then. So in about maybe like 2 months' time, I'll be showing you a finished owl. But I thought I'd show you the start of it. Okay, moving on to some packing footage now. I honestly couldn't tell you what day any of these clips were filmed. It was filmed across even though this is called a week of art, in reality I think it was more like a week and a half of art, potentially even 2 weeks. I really don't have a time frame for this anymore. Basically I just film what I get up to until I have enough footage to film it, to fill a video. So all these clips are obviously spread throughout different days. What days were they? I couldn't tell you, and obviously because I have a part-time job as well, it's a little bit more pieced together than my other ones used to be, because it used to literally be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, week of art. But now if I was to do that, the video wouldn't be as long because certain days are taken up by my other job. So just random clips from here and there over the past few weeks. Don't ask me what day I did them on because I couldn't tell you. Alright, I'll leave you with a bit of time now just to listen to some music whilst I pack orders from my latest shop update. It went pretty well, all things considered, with the whole US tariff thing. Oh, I guess I should probably just mention here quickly, if you're from America, you can buy from my shop. The only difference is you can't buy from Etsy anymore. You have to do it through my own website, which I want to transition everyone to there anyway. I've changed all my links from everything over to my Squarespace website, where I'm now selling everything on. The prices are exactly the same. The only thing that's changed is the postage is a tiny bit more expensive, and then the cost of the tariffs, I'm just taking that hit, because it's either Etsy takes 10% or the US government takes 10% when it's on my own website. 10% is getting taken either way. Just take the loss. So if you're American, you can still buy from my shop and then not be that much of a price difference. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know. I've spoken for too long. The clips have moved on. This was just a little bit of my ride to work. I thought I'd show you it because it's quite picturesque. Hello, it's a new day. Today I've got lots of little jobs to do. Just loads of little tiny tasks. I spent the morning boring stuff, I'll quickly tell you because it's boring, sorting out my listings on my Squarespace website. There we go. Now I'm moving on to a more exciting task. I have to make this month's downloadable something for Patreon. Every month I make, let me show you what previous months have had. Some months I make full-on 3D things. These take a lot of time. This month I just haven't had the time to do that. But I made a full-on papercraft calendar thingamabob. Some months it's just a bunch of phone wallpapers. This was a cute one. I made a paper, oh it's here, a little chicken coop for Easter that you could put your mini eggs in, and the mini eggs would roll out. Anyway, this month not as much work is going to be put into it. I can't do full-on papercraft things every month. This month it's just going to be a card design, a birthday card. A while ago I made this nice piece of art of some frogs. This is available as a print on my shop if you're interested. But I'm going to turn this guy into a birthday card. So I've come up with a quick design. Extremely quick on Photoshop. Basically it's going to be holding a banner, so I need to paint that banner now. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long because I have got a lot of little tasks to do today. Let's get into it. is the finished card design. This is available over on Patreon along with a lot of other cards and foam wallpapers and bunting and papercraft things and live streams, and 50 videos I think are on there, 50 exclusive videos, and hundreds of process pictures, and there's blog posts and all sorts. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, it is linked in the description. Speaking of Patreon, here are the Patreon prints from last month getting sent out. Could be one of my all-time favourite Patreon prints, this. I absolutely love it. And it's the one that I, if you saw my last video, I designed t-shirts, print-on-demand t-shirts, and I did 2 designs, the bird design and the fish design, and this is the print version of that fish design. I think at some point, like in a shop update down the road, I really want to turn especially the fish, the bottom fish with the pink kind of stripe, into a sticker. I think that'd look really cool. You can kind of see in the corner of this video, actually, I'm wearing the fish top. Just about see it. So at the start of this video, you saw me working on this, which I did a few days ago. I scanned it in, tried to edit out the middle of the page line, and I really like it. The plan is to remake it. Even though I like this, I know I can do better, and there's room for improvement, because it's going to be this is my book cover I made a while ago for this pretend book, but I'm going to try and start making pages for it, and it'd be a book all about migration. And this is the migration of, let me find my research, of the monarch butterfly. So I'm going to redo this illustration, but it's got to be in the style of this, because this piece I made last year at some point, and it has a mixture of collage, and that's a bit of watercolour, and then this was like gouache, but quite watered down gouache. So it's quite mixed media, and I want to make sure that the collage element is also on this page too, because if they're from the same book, they kind of have to be in the same style. So I'm going to try and remake this with the more mixed media style of this. I want it to be more full with butterflies. If you compare like this to the reference image where there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, I think I could try and get in some more butterflies, and then the butterflies are going to be collaged. So the background will be painted, and some of the butterflies in the distance will be painted, but the ones up close I'm thinking of collaging. I have taped a piece of paper to the table. I've got my paints out. I'm just going to use my Himi gouache set because it's easy and all the colours are already there, and I might use a bit of my watercolour set as well. Okay, round number 2. Part of me was thinking, I hope this isn't a waste of time, because I do like the sketchbook version. Part of me was like, if I really wanted to, could I spend a bunch of time on Photoshop and make the sketchbook version look a bit more polished? Or should I just start again? I knew deep down I could do a better job, but it still didn't stop the doubt creeping in, as it very often does with art, because you got to trust the process, but sometimes that's tricky, because it can look bad for a while before it starts looking good. Again, just using my Himi gouache set, really trying to stay loose, but the main thing I wanted to fix with this piece was the composition. Just some of the butterflies in the sketchbook version just felt a little bit off, because I really wasn't planning out where they were going. And mainly like this bottom corner I'm working on now, making that look a lot more layered with more butterflies. I just wanted it to have at least like double the amount of butterflies as a sketchbook version, because this is for a piece inspired by obviously the migration of monarch butterflies, where there's like thousands of butterflies that all fly together, and you gotta, I wanted to really show that in this piece. But it was a bit tricky because I wanted the piece to obviously look really busy and filled with butterflies, but equally at the same time not be too chaotic and feel like it didn't work because of how busy it was, if that makes sense. So I tried to keep the butterflies in the background just as like loose, almost abstract shapes kind of overlapping, and really very little detail put onto it. Then the ones closer to the front of the piece would have the collaged elements on top, as well as they would have a lot more detail put into them with painting on all the black stripes and the white spots. let me tell you where I'm up to, because I haven't really filmed much, to be honest. I've just been really in the zone and not wanting to film much. So I've got all my paper out and now I'm just kind of trying to piece together a bunch of butterflies. A lot more detail will be added to these butterflies, like this is just the base. But I'm really liking it, and I think it is an improvement. Obviously this isn't finished, but I think it will definitely be an improvement on the sketchbook version. I was worried that the paper would just look really weird on top of the gouache background, but it doesn't. I think it actually like all works. So I will continue. This is the state of my desk this morning. This is where I'm up to on this piece. Like, I know it's not finished. I know there's still stuff. It needs something, but I don't know what. I'm just like staring at it and just thinking it needs something, but what do I add? Well, one thing I do know is I want loads more like swoop lines, but I'm just a little bit scared to add them in because you've got to go quite quick with them if you want them to like look nice and smooth. It's quite intimidating, so part of me is thinking scan this in, do all the final tweaks on Photoshop, that way I can do some quick swoops and then I have the control of deleting them on Photoshop if I don't like them. I don't know, part of me still really likes this one and I'm thinking, God, have I wasted all this time making a new version of this piece when really I prefer the original? But I think it's just because this isn't finished yet. I'm comparing a finished piece against an unfinished piece. And I think compositionally this looks nicer, especially this bottom corner. If we compare bottom corners, like this one, it's just a bit of a mess, especially when you look at it up close. It's just a bit of a mess, very quick and loose and scribbly. Like some of these butterflies are just, yeah, not the best. But if we compare this to the bottom corner here, I just think this has had a lot more thought put into it and it's still got that loose look to it, but a little bit more refined. I was asking my boyfriend Oscar if he could like help me figure out what I should do to make this piece finished. And he mentioned it might be nice to add a bit more depth into this corner, because he was saying this corner feels a lot more full than this one. Okay, I have added on lots more swirls and a few tweaks, and it's gotten to the point where I'm just like, I physically don't know what else to add to this piece that isn't something I can add on Photoshop, like splatters. So I've scanned it in 2 parts because I only have an A4 scanner. If anyone's curious, this is what I use to scan. It's just my printer, Canon, all those numbers down there. So scan that in, the 2 halves, both halves I scanned in at 300 dpi, so I got loads of detail. And then I'm going to join these together in Photoshop. But here you go to Automate, you go to Automate, Photo Merge, Browse, select my 2 scans, open, okay, and then the magic should happen. It's joined them. I'm going to go in and make sure it's joined it properly. I'm going to make sure it's all seamless, because sometimes it does make a few mistakes. And then get to editing, adding in splatters, adding in some like maybe colour overlays, but not much, because I do like the way it looks now. But whenever you scan something, it does kind of dull it down a touch and get rid of the contrast. So I'm going to have to like make sure the colours are correct basically, and then just add in some extra details. Okay, just coming in with a very quick final voiceover to say this is the finished piece. Very glad I spent the time redoing it, because it is a lot better than the original. I just did a few extra tweaks on Photoshop with adding in extra splatters and a few more like swoop lines, but that was really it. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring that little segment in the middle. And if you want to find more out more things, links are in the description to social media and Patreon and shop and Skillshare as well. Goodbye.